other institutes like in other countries as well, like Germany, and he has been kind of like traveling all throughout different countries like Brazil, South Africa, Canada, like most of the countries, and he is has been a member of the Planning Commission of India as well. So he has kind of like he has represented as part of his curriculum as well as his social activities to various organizations and groups, not just within India, but across the globe. And actually, we treat Professor Vivek Kumar as a celebrity because he's always on the news channels, and we'll be seeing him much more as the election time frame comes along. So today he is going to speak on the topic: Are politics constructing the positive image? And hopefully he joins us soon. So let's give him a couple of minutes. He's trying to install the plugin since this is the first time he's joining on a session. So just bear with us, guys, for a few more minutes. He's coming soon. Okay, so good. So Mahesh has given an update that he is connected and he's joining us soon. So in the meantime, is anyone having any questions? Anyone wants to add anything? Dr. Rahul Gajbia, do you want to provide any further details to whatever I've said?
I think you have given very good information about Dr. Vivek Kumar, and most of the points have been covered. I just want to highlight one thing that he has worked with Manar Kanshiramji while he was in Lucknow, and then from that time he's been observing the Bahujan movement, and he has written several books on the Bahujan Samaj Party. He has done research on the Dalit diaspora as well. So maybe we can have the question answer session after his talk, and then we can interact with him. You know, like many of the guys who have not interacted with him can open up and discuss on various issues with respect to the Indian politics, our politics, as well as the Indian diaspora also.
Okay. What I can do is, in the meantime, he has given a good speech at Bombay, and I can put that's on the YouTube. I can get started, and whenever he joins, we can shift to his talk. Okay?
Yeah, that will be great.
Yeah. Okay. So bear with me for a minute more.
For the formulation of the 12 Fiber Plan by the Ministry of Environment and Social Justice, Government. Dr. Kumar was a member committee of
सामाजिक क्रांति के पितामह प्रतिबद्ध थे। दक्षिण भारत में बहुजनों के लड़ने वाले नारायण गुरु आरक्षण के जनक रामजी महाराज, विश्व विभूति राष्ट्र निर्माता अमर नारायण डॉक्टर भीमराव अम्बेडकर, प्रथम शिक्षिका माता सावित्रीबाई फुले, पहाड़ों में मूल निवासियों की आवाज बुलंद करने वाले बिरसा मुंडा, और 20वीं सदी में बहुजनों को बहुजनवाद का नारा देने वाले मानव काशीराम। आज की सभा की अध्यक्षता कर रहे संचालकीय अध्यक्ष महोदय और इस सम्मान सभागार बैठे हुए मेरे यंग IITians, medicos, social workers, businessmen, officials, एवं बहुत सारे साथी जिनको मैं जानता हूँ राष्ट्रीय और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पर आंदोलन कर रहे हैं, लेकिन मैं राहुल गजबिया जी का नाम जरूर लूंगा। इन्होंने मुझे प्रेरित किया कि मैं आपके बीच में आऊँ। इन सबको नमन करते हुए और साधुवाद मुंबई विश्वविद्यालय में पिछले वर्ष 2013 में एक बार शुरू हो, क्योंकि मुझे लगता था वह वर्ष 2013 बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर से जुड़ा हुआ कोलंबिया विश्वविद्यालय के प्रवास का 100वां वर्ष था। 100 years of बाबा साहब जर्नी टू कोलंबिया। और कम से कम विश्वविद्यालय के नाम ये तो होना चाहिए था कि हम उनको याद करते रहेंगे। मुझे नहीं लगता है मुंबई विश्वविद्यालय ने याद किया। तो आज मैं वो कभी पूरी करते हुए मुझे लगता है कि अभी बहुत देर से मुझे पास हुआ है, पास हो रहा है, तो मैं हमेशा की करूँ बाबा साहब की जर्नी में। और हो सकता है 2015 में याद रखें, क्योंकि 2015 और 16 में बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर ने अपनी एमए की शिक्षा पूरी कर ली और डिग्री अवार्ड और मुझे लगता है मुंबई विश्वविद्यालय कम से कम वह वर्ष जब के तौर पर बनाएगा तो वो ऐतिहासिक रख देगा। आज जिस प्रकार का अर्जन समाज के विद्यार्थियों का पढ़ा था, सभी अलग पहुंचते क्या क्या 100 में से 100 किसने लिए और 100 ड्रॉप किया, इतना मैंने समझ किया। तो उस प्रकार की ऑडियंस को संबोधित करते तो मैं ये सोच करके सारे वगैरह आखिर मकसद क्या है और हमें क्यों ये आयोजन करने की आवश्यकता पड़ी। यह ऐलान नहीं हुआ है कि मत सोचिएगा कि यह ऐलान और साधन नहीं साथियों, कम से कम पिछले 2 वर्षों से लगातार हम यूथ लोगों के अंदर हम लोगों के अंदर बहुत अब्दुल मचा अंदर से जिस प्रकार के अक्षर दिल्ली के रामलीला मैदान में छूटे गए और अक्षर को आंदोलन कह करके आयोजित करके पूरे भारत में टेलीविजन जगत के अंदर स्थापित किया गया, उससे दर्द मिलेगा ये हो क्या रहा है। और विशेषकर दलित यूथ क्योंकि इतना साफ सुथरा मन का होता है, जरा सा भी बात कोई कहते वो केवल विश्वास की बात होती है और बार बार उसके दलित यूथ के विश्वास को तोड़ा जाता है। कम से कम मैं जानता हूँ कि बहुत सारे आंदोलन ऐसे हुए जिन्होंने दलित यूथ को पास किया, आंदोलन किया और उनके मामला को तोड़ा। मैं नहीं जानना चाहता, लेकिन बार बार ये लड़ने लगा कहीं ना कहीं एक आत्मनिर्भर एजेंडा की आवश्यकता है। तो आज इस सभा के माध्यम से संविधान के माध्यम से जो मंच मुंबई विश्वविद्यालय के अम्बेडकर किया है उस माध्यम से हम चाहते हैं कि आज बहुजन समाज के यूथ, दलित यूथ, पिछड़ी जाति के यूथ, अखिलेश अल्पसंख्यक यूथ, इनका अपना एक आत्मनिर्भर एजेंडा होना चाहिए। भारत वर्ष में यूथ का वैसे कोई कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं। अगर हिंदूवादी व्यवस्था को देखें तो ऐसा कोई एजेंडा नहीं आप देखेंगे वर्ष के अंदर आते आते ये जो बहुजन समाज के ऐतिहासिक पूरे अपना निर्देशा तय लेकिन आज समय में जब एक किसान और देखे और सब पैदा हुआ ट्विटर और फेसबुक और यूट्यूब और इंटरनेट के माध्यम से एक झंडे की भाईवान what is ours? What should be ours? What we can ours? What we can call as ours? हमारा क्या और साथियों आवाज आंदोलन के अंदर वह जो दिशा होनी चाहिए आंदोलन के अंदर जो भाषा होने चाहिए थे ये है हमारे का नेता वो कहीं ना कहीं जिसे कहना चाहिए पीछे रहा और इसलिए हम लोगों ने वो चाहिए नहीं एक यूथ का एजेंडा आत्मनिर्भर एंड इंडिपेंडेंट एजेंडा और पावर who gives tax balances and who has won every type of crisis, whether it is technical or whether it is innovation or whether it is critical, whatever that is, right? These are चाहे वो वैज्ञानिक हो, चाहे वो तकनीकी हो, चाहे वो ऑपरेटिव हो, इस प्रकार उसके साथ और इसलिए जरूरत है आज हम अपने अच्छा मैं कभी कभी देखता हूँ आगे वो हम लोगों के समय तो हम लोग सोचते थे तो उसकी सोच कहीं और आ गई और क्यों नहीं he is much more versatile, he is much more advanced, he is thinking लेकिन हमारे बाप हमारे आप आज तक भी क्या आता है इसको उससे जो है अभी तक बिजली का बिल जमा किया वो कहना नहीं है तो जमा कर दिया घंटे के लिए जमा कर दिया वो बोलता नहीं ऐसे ऐसे सब तो हमारा जो यूथ है उसके पास ऐसे है हम उसको नहीं समझते हैं और हम अगर नहीं समझेंगे तो वो ऐसे समझ जाएगा तो इसलिए इस जनरेशन को पूर्व के जिस पड़ाव पर पड़ी है उस जनरेशन से वार्तालाप एक डिस्कशन एक बहस मुझे लगता है चलानी चाहिए अब क्यों इस बात को हमें वेबिनार के रूप में या डिस्कशन के रूप में करना पड़ा तो साथियों उसके लिए तीन बातें थोड़ा सा बोर्ड में भी करूँगा और मैं यूनिवर्सिटी के टीचर के भी बोर्ड में करूँगा आपको लगेगा गिरा होगा आप क्या किसी तरह मुझे पता है तो फेसबुक का जमाना है तो आप बहुत फॉरवर्ड अपने मेरा ये मानना रहा है किसानों को अगर बार बार न मानना जाए अगर बार बार हम लोग विचारों पर बहस न चलाएं विचारों पर डिस्कशन और डिबेट न करें तो विचार बढ़ जाए और अगर बार बार डिस्कशन या डिबेट न करके विचार बढ़ जाते हैं तो विचार के साथ साथ डिस्कशन के अभाव में जो व्यक्ति होते हैं वो भी बढ़ जाते हैं विचारधारा बढ़ जाती है विचार बढ़ जाते हैं व्यक्ति बढ़ जाते हैं और विचारधारा बढ़ जाती है क्योंकि अगर व्यक्ति और विचारधारा बढ़ गई तो एक खास मैच का करते जाते हैं individuals die, their thought processes die, their ideologies die, and therefore their social performance, the people who will take the movement, they will हमारे भारत आ जाते हैं और भारत वर्ष में इतिहास बहुत बड़ा है आज से 40-50 साल पहले उत्तर भारत में मैं जहाँ जाता हूँ उत्तर भारत में मुझे नहीं लगता है कि विद्यालय कक्षा में स्कूली कक्षा में उन पर कोई मेथड नहीं लिखा गया, उनको कभी नहीं पढ़ाया गया, चाहे वो सामाजिक विज्ञान की किताब हो, चाहे वो विज्ञान की किताब हो, उनको नहीं पढ़ाया गया और इसके ऊपर विचार पर बहस नहीं हुई और बहस नहीं हुई तो उनका जो प्रकृति था, उनका जो व्यक्तित्व था वो
Okay, guys. Professor Vivek Kumar has joined. Sorry for the delay. So, Professor Kumar, let's test your voice once, and then we'll hand over you as a presenter.
विवेक जी हमारा आवाज आ रहा है उधर? अभी कनेक्ट हो गए हैं।
Professor Vivek Kumar ji. उनका
excuse me, there are two connections, right? One joining in the meeting, another one voice.
Sorry, Vivek Chauhan. Sorry. Professor Kumar. Hello, Professor Kumar.
Hello?
Hello, Professor Kumar. Can you? Yeah.
अभी आ जाएंगे।
I'm hearing you.
Okay, Professor Kumar, we are all here. Okay, let's test your voice, like just the volume connection, the voice connection, and then we'll hand over you as a presenter. Hello? Hello, Professor Vivek Kumar. Okay. Guys, again, sorry for all the technical difficulty.
Sandeep, maybe we can get him on phone.
Yes, we can do that. The only reason we were trying to have him so that we can record it and people can hear it later on YouTube or other social media. But anyway, if that doesn't work, he is already connected. So since we waited this long, let's give him a couple of minutes. If that doesn't work, then we can have him on the call. Mahesh is coordinating with him right now.
Yeah, on the recording, voice will be still there. I think.
Right.
Only face will not be there.
Agreed, Vijayji. Agreed. Okay. So, Mahesh, we are not able to hear Professor Kumar so far.
के फोन पे कॉल करता हूँ, फिर आप घर से फोन से इस पे ज्वाइन कर सकते हो। लेकिन आप सर आवाज नहीं आ रहा है आपका।
मुझे तो आ रहा है लेकिन आप लोग को नहीं आ रहा है।
हाँ, अभी सर ये फोन पे कर सकते हो आप बात, अच्छा रहा तो।
हाँ, तो इसी पर करूँ?
हाँ, इसी पे कीजिए फिर बात।
चलिए ठीक है। Like this only?
Yeah, like this is okay. Guys, is this clear?
Yes, this is clear, and I have made you presenter, Mahesh. So, Professor Vivek Kumar ji, please go ahead.
Okay. So good morning and good evening for the viewers. I'm Professor Vivek Kumar, calling from Jawaharlal Nehru University. Okay. And today's topic, what we decided was our politics constituting the positive image. So let us just
begin by arguing that what is our politics and what type of politics which we have been practicing. So the first question is that the Bahujan politics can be divided into two extremes. One is dependent politics and another is independent politics. So this also extends to Dalit politics also, if we can use the term Dalit. If we go the characteristics of dependent politics, there can be at least three characteristics of this dependent Dalit politics, Bahujan politics. One is that the people, this politics is practiced by people who are born within the community. And within the community in the sense that are belonging to scheduled caste per se. And also now they have been pursuing politics after 1937. Baba Saheb Ambedkar had won the right to vote and constituted a politics, party politics also, with the name of Independent Labour Party, and contested his first election in 1937. So this type of politics I am talking about. But what has happened as the time went on, the Dalits were also inducted in different political parties led and dominated by upper caste. So the first and the foremost thing about this dependent political party is that Dalits who were born as Dalits, but they are found in the political parties led and dominated by upper caste. And therefore, they do not form the main stream of that political party. Though they may be numerically dominant, but they do not form the mainstream. They are always kept in different types of cells or proposed, like SC/ST cells or Anusuchit Jati Janjati proposed. This is the first characteristic of dependent political parties. They do not form the mainstream, though they may be numerically dominant. The second characteristic of this dependent political party is that they do not have their own language and agenda. They have to follow the same agenda of the upper caste masters who dominate the political parties. They cannot have their own independent slogan as well, and therefore they speak the same language as the political leaders of the upper caste tell them to speak. This is the second characteristic, that they are not the mainstream first. They do not have the language, neither they have the agenda. They have to follow the agenda. The third characteristic is that they do not get the equal opportunity to participate either in government or in the structure of organization. So you will find always they will be missing from the structure of the political party of the political party led and dominated by upper caste. This is the very important three characteristics of the politics in the Indian society. Now, just opposed to that is the independent Dalit political party or independent Dalit policy. So this political party or this type of politics began with the emergence of Baba Saheb Ambedkar from 1919 onward, when he gave a representation to South Borough Committee and asked for self-representation for the Dalits. Baba Sahib Ambedkar invoked Joseph Stuart Mill by arguing that we want self-representation. And why self-representation? And he quoted J.S. Mill by arguing that a good government is a government which does not only give representation to the aspirations of people but gives self-representation to people also. Now, why this self-representation is necessary for the Dalit, for the Bahujan? This is important because this society, Indian society, is not led by consciousness of kind. And what I mean by consciousness of kind is that it should take care of rights and privileges of the society, the whole society, the members of each and every group. So this society is not run by consciousness of kind, rather it is run by only consciousness of caste. Each caste has its own interest, and therefore the dominant caste always tries to maintain their interests alive, and hence there was no representation of the other communities, and it is in this context the Dalit society, their rights and their privileges were always excluded from the patterns of governance, policy formulation, and also administration. And that is why Baba Sahib asked for self-representation in the South Borough Committee in 1990. The second reason for asking self-representation was that if you give representation to certain people, then that will make them rulers forever and others will always ruled or subject. Therefore, those who are ruled or those who are subject, just like Dalit, they should also get chance to make law, regulation for the whole society. That is why Ambedkar not only asked, Baba Sahib did not only ask representation, but he also asked representation into politics, into education, and also in bureaucracy, and also in cabinet. So this was the level of representation when he was asking. So this political party, which is independent Dalit polity, began with Baba Sahib Ambedkar's South Borough Committee in 1990, and then Baba Sahib further elaborated it with the separate electorate and formed the political parties in 1936, Independent Labour Party, and contested elections in 1937, and won handsome number of seats in Bombay and around the area, and that gave him a very different perspective. So the first epoch into the making of independent Dalit polity is 1937, Baba Sahib's Independent Labour Party. Now, what are the three main characteristics of this independent Dalit polity? Independent Dalit polity is led by the people who are born within the community, but this type of polity is always dominated by the Bahujan, Dalits and backward. They will be dominated. Second characteristic, they have their own language and slogan. This language can be seen if you take Baba Independent Labour Party, Scheduled Caste Federation, and then RPI, Republican Party of India, and then in 1970 you have Scheduled Caste Federation, and 1984 you have Bahujan Samaj Party. So this is a line which talks about that there is this independent Dalit politics which is taking shape. Now this is an important characteristic of that they have their own mainstream agenda. They become the mainstream of the party. In the political parties led and dominated by the upper caste, they are only limited to SC/ST cells or Anusuchit Jati and Janjati proposed, but here they are the mainstream. That is a qualitative difference. The second is that they have their own slogan and agenda. For example, Kashira in 1984 invented a very different types of a slogan and agenda. The slogan was जिसकी जितनी संख्या भारी उसकी उतनी भागीदारी according to the percentage of population of the society, and therefore he invented a new nature, a new idiom to represent the nature of Indian society that was 15% Manuwadi and 85% of are budget. Now this was his agenda to begin with. The second slogan is to see वोट हमारा राज तुम्हारा नहीं चलेगा नहीं चलेगा. Our vote and your rule no longer and no longer. That means he wanted to tell people that look, the vote, the gift of vote which Baba Sahib Ambedkar has given to us, one man, one vote, one value. That means from today onwards, once Baba Sahib Ambedkar gave us the right to vote, everyone is equal. There is no king, there is no queen, and there is no common man. Everyone's vote is equal. So you have to realize the value of your vote. And through this, he kept on mobilizing. So the point I'm trying to make here is that characteristically, independent Dalit politics is different from dependent Dalit politics. And in independent Dalit politics, the Dalits are the mainstream. They organize and they occupy the highest, most position in the political party, and structurally and in the government also they dominate. This is one aspect. Second characteristic is they have their own independent agenda, their own slogan, and they are the master of their own destiny. The third characteristic is that they speak their own language. They do not buy the language of the other. They create their own language. They create their own icon. And the best example of creating the icon can be seen with the pantheon of leader which was constructed and which was later on popularized by Kansi Ram, where he started tracing the history of Dalit society from Buddha. Later on in between he brought the same poets like Randas, Sokhamila and others, and after that Phule, Mahatma Jyotiba Phule, Savitribai Phule, Narayana Guru, Sahuji Maharaj, and then Periyar, and after that Baba Sahib Ambedkar. So he created a 5,000 years of history within one plan that created a pantheon of leaders. So this is what is positive construction of our history, and he used to ignore that those people who do not have social history, their politics is also not very successful. So once that creation of history took place, people had the positive agenda. They started understanding lots of enthusiasm. They had their also a imagery and confidence with which they started mobilizing people, and within a small span of time, the Mahujan politics started catching the imagination of population in Indian society. And today, that political parties after 1984, if you see, this political party, Independent Dalit political party, is much more in the hands of Bahujan Samaj Party, though there are other independent Dalit polity which we can see in the name of RPI, Dalit factors, which are in fragmented lot. But Bahujan Samaj Party has gone to become a national political party, though in vote share it has only 6% of the votes polled in last general elections 2009. So it is a national political party. Now therefore, friends, the agenda which has been set by Bahujan Samaj Party the type of jobs, the type of work they have undertaken, that has to be set, that has to be understood in proper perspective. Because lot of caricaturing, lot of stigma, lot of maligning has taken over in the media. There is also lot of media, whether it is print media, whether it is magazines, whether it is television, or even the internet. All the media have tried to malign. They have created a caricature of Bahudhan Samaj Party's politics and their leaders also. The first and the foremost allegation has been that, look, this type of politics has created division in the society. It has created casteism in the society, and therefore it is negative state politics. Now, the simple answer for this is that our politics is not politics of casteism. It is politics of caste assumption. Now, what is the difference between casteism and caste assumption? And that's where the positive construction begins. Now, casteism is a negative term. Casteism is a process by which the powerful upper caste has tried to exclude the lower caste from different types of institutions, whether it is production institutions, whether it is educational institutions, or whether it is bureaucracy, judiciary, university, whatever type of institution. So this, and they have tried to monopolize these institutions of governance, production, education, you can say judiciary, bureaucracy, university, industry, civil society, and now media as an industry. So this has happened over the years, you can say 2,500 years old, but when the modern India began, specifically after the promulgation of our constitution in 1950, when people were considered as equal, this monopolization has gone unabated. And it is in this context that we have to look at how this casteism has tried to monopolize the power, the resources, and not only resources above the earth, but resources beneath the earth also. And they call themselves as the modernizer of Indian society, which is wrong. They call in turn Bahudhan Samaj Party or Dalit politics as divisive in nature, and I call it as caste assertion. What is Dalit politics trying to do? It is not casteism, it is caste assertion. And caste assertion is a very neutral term. It is very neutral term. Why I call it as neutral? I want to assert my right, which has been enshrined in the Constitution. I am not trying to usurp the right or invoke the right of the other. I am only trying to take rights of the constitutional rights enshrined in the Constitution and given to me. So how can this politics be divisive in nature? It is assertion, caste assertion. When the deprived caste, when the excluded caste, they want to take the rights which have been enshrined in the Constitution for them. This is caste assertion. This is not taking away rights of the others. This is not to monopolize the rights given in the society, but rather to assert to take this right. So how can this be divisive? This is only democratization of the politics of India, and they call it as divisive. And therefore, there is a positive agenda for our analysis. Now, the second thing, they have also said that the symbols, the symbols, the slogans which have been used by the Bahujan Samaj Party, they are also casteist and they are debated. Specifically, there have been lots and lots of criticism about the parks and the statues which have been built by Bahujan Samaj Party in Uttar Pradesh. Now, this has to be analyzed in a positive manner. There are 3 points which I would like to make in this. One, they are saying that the budget which has been used is the budget is very high, and this budget could have been used for the development purposes. Now we have to recognize the constitutional mandate that how can a budget of a government can be used. The budget of the government cannot be used arbitrarily. It is used through particular department, and this budget for the development of parks and statues has been used through urban development department. Now in urban development department, we have to recognize first of all that what is the amount of UP's budget. The UP's budget is enormous and exorbitant, 2 lakhs of crores. 2 lakh crore budget. UP has a budget of 2 lakh crores. When Mayawati was ruling, it was 1 crore and 75 lakhs. Now, out of this 175 lakhs of crores, 5,000 crores in different years, in 5 years, they were allocated for the development of this park. So, please take out percentage of 1,75,000 crores budget, and you take out percentage that how much 5,000 crores amounts to. Now, if you take out 5,000 crores from 1,75,000 crores budget, it amounts to 0.0000005%. I don't know how much zero you can put after decimal. Now, this is the hue and cry. This is the caricaturing. This is the negative campaign which has carried out that she has been losing money after money. But the amount is constitutionally huge. Now, first, in the urban development department, then the cabinet approves, and cabinet then it actually debates in the Vidhan Sabha. Now, Vidhan Sabha, when debates and duly passes it, it goes for ratification to government. Governor of the state, and governor of the state is representative of the center, that is president. Now, when the constitutional bodies are not raising any objection on the budgetary allocation for development of parks and statues, then how can general public may have this negative image? This is one aspect. Now, the second aspect is that we are using some 5,000 crores of rupees for a collectivity which has been stigmatized, which has been excluded, which has been suppressed for 2,500 years old. For 2,005 years continuously, it was exploited, suppressed, decimated, and excluded. Now, if you are using 5,000 crores of rupees for a collectivity which is somewhere 250 million in India, 250 million population, you are using 5,000 crores in 2005 years civilization. I think it's a meager amount. It is a peanut you are using it. And even then, you are not ready to give up. So this is what is the negative mentality with which that Dalit should not be given even peanuts. Now compare it with the Kumbh Mela expenditure. Now every 4 years, the government allocates thousands of rupees for organizing Kumbh Mela. Now, there is a budget which has just come 2015 in the year 2015. Government of India will hold Kumbh Mela in Nashik, and the budget is 2015 crores and this Mela runs for 1 month. So every year you allocate thousands and thousands of rupees for organizing a Mela which belongs to Hindu faith. Similarly, government gives subsidy to Hajj committee, that is also Islamic faith. When the government of India, when different governments can give money for the development of the faith or for the organization of fairs and melas of the Hindu faith and Muslim faith, then why can't a particular government use some money, some amount for the Dalit faith? I do not have any problem for Hindu faith expenditure incurred on for Hindu faith or expenditure incurred on Muslim faith. Then why they should have problem when money is incurred on Dalit faith or Bahujan faith or Buddhist faith? Now this is the problem of the state expenditure, which is very, very constitutional and which has to be spent for the faith of the people and faith of the people who have been decimated, who have been exploited, excluded for centuries, and not only centuries but for millennia. Now this is the second aspect. The third aspect is why people are so much worried about the statues and parks which have been established in the name of Bahujan reformers. Why? Because these statues and these parks have been established in the mainland, in the center of the cities. They are not in the nook and corner. And therefore, there has been democratization of physical spaces also. Earlier, the Dalits were only restricted to their Dalit bastis like Chamrautis, where Chamar lives, or Baharwada, or Madirawada, or the Teris, or the Chakiyar colony, or the Pulaya colony, or Holiyar colony. But now they are coming at the center, in the midst of the city. And that is the problem which is much more genuine for the general masses, that they do not want to give this physical space to the excluded masses. And therefore, we have to construct a different vantage point to understand the politicization of these physical spaces, construction of a new history of the Dalits and the Bahujans, and also constitutional mandate for the upliftment of the suppressed community. But this has not happened, and this is what the upper strata, the other side, they want that look, this politics is divisive. So my humble submission, friend, is that it is not divisive. It is only parallel construction of certain history, certain cultural elements, and therefore is actually certain cultural capital which can motivate the suppressed Dalits and also excluded communities. And that is why I call it as positive construction of our politics. Not only that, the social work, the work which has been done by Bahujan Samaj Party during her regime has not been popularly advertised. People talk about parks, but people do not talk about universities which were constructed during her regime. I have example of 3 universities. One is Gautam Buddha University. Second is Urdu Farsi University, and third is the University for the Handicapped, and fourth is multi-speciality medical institution. These institutions are not only established for the upliftment of the community, it is for the whole state, but nobody talks about these universities. And if you see the plan of Gautam Buddha University, Gautam Buddha University is associated with 4 intermediate schools. One is Jyotiba Phule Intermediate School, which is for boys. One is actually Savitribai is intermediate school, which is only for girls. The other is Ambedkar Intermediate School, which is mixed, and another is Panchil School. These 4 schools are run on PPP. They are air-conditioned schools where, with the future agenda that these intermediate schools will feed to Gautam Buddha University. And people who have done intermediate, they will come here and do their graduation. And within Gautam Buddha University, there is a special center, which is basically a Buddhist civilization center, where actually Buddhism as a civilization was supposed to be understood by the historians, and then in contemporary university. So these universities were supposed to be created in the state to cater to the brain which emerged within the UP society, but nobody talks about that. What about the Kashiram Yojana? Kashiram Yojana for urban poor, in which houses built for 2,50,000 rupees each were distributed, and round about 5 lakh houses were built within 5 years. Nobody talks about these social welfare schemes which were promulgated during the regime of Mayawati's government. And then Gautam Buddha circuit for Formula 1 race, which is a national now pride. Nowhere in India this type of circuit has come for Formula 1 race, and this first time in Indian society it has happened. But friends, what happens that when a government led by Dalit society, I don't think that they are actually in this Gautam Buddha circuit, the Dalits will run Formula 1 car. It is for the nation's image that we also have a circuit where this can take place. But nobody talks about positively. When Sheila Dixit holds these games, Commonwealth Games, it becomes pride of the nation. But when Mayawati holds the Formula 1 race in Uttar Pradesh, that is not eulogized in that manner. Not only that, the expressway which was actually built during her regime has not also got highlighted, and today people run their cars in that. You can reach from Delhi to Agra within hours. Now this is a rural developmental change agenda which was constituted, but nobody talks about. The law and order situation which everyone talks about in Uttar Pradesh is phenomenal. And today that has been lampooned when no communal riot took place during her regime. But nobody talks about all these positive understanding, the agenda of governance. And that is why I think we as intellectuals of the society, we as people who have certain readings, we should start talking about this whole policy in positive manner. During her regime, the GDP of Uttar Pradesh was 6.8, which was almost equal to national GDP. And UP for the first time in decades together became a revenue surplus state. Now these are certain examples, these are certain data which I'm trying to give you. There may be many more data which I think became a cliche, but the point is that there have been lots and lots of positive governance points. The reservation in private sector, especially in the agents which were actually giving the construction work. The construction works up to 25 were supposed to be given to the Dalits into the tune of their population percentage. Also, the diesels which were supposed to sell in open market, there was reservation in that sale and purchase as well. So I can go on quoting number of policies and programs which were taken over by Mayawati's government, and hence giving a positive image of the polity of the Bahujan. And that is where I think when we go into the poll, which is actually the Lok Sabha poll which is taking place now, I think we have to think that how we can build a national agenda for ourselves and our polity as an independent Dalit political party or independent Dalit political agenda or independent Bahujan agenda, which will be of strengthening the nation through the democratic process of electionary. That is what Baba Sahib's main agenda is. I think that's what I want to say right now. And if there are questions, I'll be happy to take. Thank you so much for listening patiently.
Thank you, Professor Vedkawadi. I will open up the lines now for questionnaire session. If some of you can't speak, please type in your question in the chat window. And if you guys have any disturbance from the back end, then I will have to kind of like mute some of you guys. So right now I'll just unmute everyone, and based on the noise in the background, I'll unmute you, some of you guys. Hello. So thanks again, Professor Vedkawadi. Now folks are going to ask you questions, and we'll read out to you if it's in the chat window. Otherwise, see if you can hear them. Hear me now? Who wants to go ahead, guys?
I have one question. हाँ विवेक जी अब सुन रहा हूँ मैं आपको लग रहा
Okay, Vijay ji is asking you a question. Please go ahead, Vijay ji.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So Vivek ji, my question is, even in America, when I discuss with somebody, people say Mayawati government hasn't done much, or in fact nothing. Many people. So this information, like you have explained, many examples you have given.
Yeah.
So just wondering why this information did not propagate or did not spread out. Means what happened? Like where we are lacking. I was reading about BJP. They have around 100 social media warrior managers sitting, and they are spreading the word. But we do not know. Apart from this park, some people do know park, and they say apart from this, nothing is done. We don't see any other thing. Just giving power to governments and other people. That's it.
That is what actually I've been explaining, that there has been always a negative caricaturing of the Bahujan politics, and that is where we lack media, we lack educated people who can disseminate these types of knowledge to the masses. And I thanks Rahul that actually this was a thought that today for the first time in the history that we are discussing our politics in such a manner. I don't think that before this ever we have discussed our politics in this manner.
So I think there was a lack of dissemination of knowledge, then dissemination of positive agenda by our people, by our educated class, and they themselves did not know, they did not even venture. So they, whatever they were fed through television, they took that. That is what is the problem. Hello?
Okay.
So Vivekji, like social media side, as BJP, they are putting hundreds of social media managers or warriors.
Yeah.
Our party can also put, because this media is free now. Free means like it is not in other people's hand. It can be in our hand also. Now it is doable.
No, I understand with you, but actually when I visited, when I visited last in 15th of January to the rally place in Uttar Pradesh, what I think is still we see that, wait, just a minute, Vijaya, just a minute, I'm coming. जरा चार्जर ला दो यार, तुम लोग बात करते ऐसा करते, जरा चार्जर दे दो। हाँ बेटा चार्जर इसमें जा रहा है, चार्ज इज गोइंग ऑन। हेलो आई हैव टू चार्ज। हाँ जस्ट हेलो
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, what happened? My charge was actually going on. That's why. So this, I'm saying that this the type of population which we have, is still we do not have much of the population which has this type of actually access. But even then, whatever access we have, I think we can begin, and it is always late than never. I think actually, it is better to be late than never. So I think we can begin now, that whatever little space we have and whatever little population which we have, at least we can tap that there can be a strong positive image and agenda within ourselves. That is not happening. No, I think this is a good beginning, but we are very late in this.
Thank you, Vivekji. Yeah, even public, we are trying to capture other castes and other people's vote also, and they have this kind of access. So maybe if that positive message or activities or work information goes and is spread out, then it might pull out those people, not our people only.
But I suggest actually that the control, the key, the control of messaging should be within our hands. We cannot leave even in social media for others to actually speak on our behalf, because they can put any day a negative CD on YouTube and we are all gone. So we have to be very careful when we put something. It should be from within our own vicinity, from within our collectivity, with lots and lots of control over this. Lots of vetting should be there actually, because any single word which goes, it will be harakiri. That is why we have to be very careful.
Okay. Vijayji, can we move? Vijayji, do you have any question, or we can move to the next participant? Okay.
No, thank you, Vivekji. Thank you, Sanjay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Dr. Sachin Sarate, he has a question. Do you want to speak up, Dr. Sachin Sarate? Okay.
Yeah,
what he typed is his question is Aam Aadmi Party safe for us?
No, actually, I know Aam Aadmi parties. I know them personally from very long time, and I have interacted with them, because Aam Aadmi Party has not revealed till date certain things which are very crucial for social justice. And one thing is that their leader Kejriwal is anti-reservationist. He led a campaign against reservation in 2008, and he was leading YFE. So there is one. Then even Ashutosh, the second leader, who belongs to IBN 7 and then joined actually political party, he was also against Mandal Commission. So our social justice fight, which is based on reservation also, they are all against it. And therefore, to begin with, that they are not aligning for us. The second aspect again is that where is the Dalit leadership of self-representation? There is not even one person who is in their core strategic explanation or strategic formulation. So if there is no one, self-representation is not there, that political party is not going to benefit us. The third thing is that they only talk about governance. You know, social justice cannot be only the idea of governance. There has to be much more beyond governance. Only governance, good governance will not give social justice to us. And therefore, I don't think that they are very, very safe for us.
Okay. There is one more question.
Yeah.
This is from Sunil Gautamji. Sunil Gautamji, please go ahead.
Hi, Vivek Kumarji at JV. Sir, I have a question. Like, why don't we have a newspaper started in English, getting started in English at national level, whether it's under Bojan banner or our own banner, but which can actually bring out what are the all good things being done by our politicians and our problems, funded by all the people together.
Yeah. No, actually, this was the dream which was envisaged by many of the people. But what happens is that first thing is that there are no credible people who can take the onus of running the newspaper. People are ready to fund, the funds are there, but there is no trained manpower who can run. And in the longer, credibility is very, very important, because we have seen now that there were so many leaders who had floated the political party, who were running the movement, and they have all gone to the right-wing party. Now, similarly, there is always a danger that if we float a newspaper of our own, tomorrow, if Tatas and Birlas and Ambanis, they come and start buying them, and these people will be not able to hold the pressure. So the organization which is going to run this paper has to be very, very, very strong, and that can be only done within the political party. Otherwise, people are not able to hold the pressure. You have seen in Maharashtra what is happening. There are so many divisions within the newspaper, and it is allegation. I do not know the reality. I will not, but there is an allegation that certain groups have bought certain newspapers, and therefore they are not giving us our true picture. So there is, this idea is very good idea that we should have a national newspaper, but we should be aware that we need very, very strong, committed, ideological people who will withhold the pressure, onslaught of the other. Otherwise, they will be also sold. They will get sold, you know, within no time.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
But by the way, I want to tell, hello. Hello. I want to tell that, look, we are running a magazine in Delhi in Hindi, and this magazine is Dalit Dastak. This is also on online also. There is a website which also gives these things. So we are moving. This is a monthly magazine, and if the support remains, and this is the second year in the running, it's a small group by us who run this magazine. And there are also actually other people may be running, I do not mind, but this, we say that we are very committed, we have ideological plan, and we are a very small group. We take out some 2,000, 5,000. Rahul is also a member. We keep on sending him that also, and it is circulated in Mumbai. We were also on A and dealer, but actually that could not be a viable venture, so we have withdrawn from A and dealer, but we are bringing out this continuously, and we will hold our second anniversary in June. So by that time, if you people want to strengthen the hands, I think people are welcome to do that.
Okay, thanks for that information. Dr. Sarati, do you have any follow-up question?
Yes,
Otherwise, we
yes,
can
sir.
next person.
Yes, sir. I have one question. The fight you were talking about against this anti-reservation people. So I remember that that time I was doing my MTech in biomedical engineering at IIT Bombay, and one Mr. Dilip Maske, he was there in IIT, and he was in the Department of Sociology, and he was quite like a leader for us against means we were fighting against this anti-reservation people, and we were quite successful in making the OBCs who were fighting with the anti-reservation people to convince that how reservation is good for them and all. Now this person has decided to join Aam Aadmi Party, and he's there in the US. So how to go about these people?
No, they will soon realize that they have committed, they have taken a wrong decision. We can only sit and watch, because there's another person actually I think from Chicago, Dr. Rahul Dipankar. Dr. Rahul Dipankar has also joined. But I think you need to understand that our people get swayed away. They are so simple people that they get swayed away that look, something is good happening and we should be part of it. But that is not the right idea. I will say that actually you can wait, and you can wait for your inning for a right when opening. Now, if this person is going to put his money and his actually time, soon he will realize that he is being sidelined. And as I have seen actually in Delhi, what had happened to Rakhi Birla, what he has been able to do. She has not been able to do anything because she cannot speak. She is not able to speak. She doesn't know anything. So I think if we do not know our movement, if we do not have our ideology, then definitely we will fall prey to these types of experiments. But if we have ideology very clear, what is our ideology? Our ideology runs through the democracy. If we are for democracy, if we are for constitution, if we are for reservation, if we are for social justice, then definitely that party has to be given preference. But if you are not for all this, then how can you fall prey to that? Only for words or only for your own personal gain? I am actually a little bit skeptic in that. At least they can discuss these things that look, I'm going to join. If they cannot discuss these things also with people, then I think they are individualistic. And I don't think that individualism helps in a movement. Movement needs collectiveness. If we do not think collectively, how can we even take people collectively together? We cannot take people together. We will definitely think of our own individual mobility.
But sir, these people, they portray themselves as our representative.
No, they have never portrayed. I am in Delhi and I have comforted them every time on television. You can watch NDTV India. There will be many things what I am saying against them. They have been telling lies and lies and lies, damn lies. These people wanted to run only a social movement for corruption. They never said that I am political. When they made a political party, then definitely they had, if they were so progressive, they have given Dalit tickets from the upper caste constituencies. Why only they give tickets from the lower caste constituencies, reserve constituencies? So if you take one agenda, please tell me one program and policy which he spelled out during his oath-taking ceremony. After the first speech which he gave to the Vidhan Sabha, what single program he wanted to launch for Dalit? Did he spell out? He did not spell out any program and policy for the Dalits during his speeches after speeches, programs after speeches, and then also dharna. On what dharna he did? He wanted to save Somnath Bharti. And what language did he use against Sindhe? This only because he was a Dalit. So I do not find any iota of truth that they stand for us. They were very clever to choose broom, jharu, which is a symbol of the Valmiki community. They were very much clever.
No, sir, you have mistaken me. I was talking about Dilip Maski. He portrays himself as our representative, and I feel that he's doing it maybe for something like money or I don't know. I think.
No, I want to ask you, did he consult to me that I am going to? Did he consult any one of you as a group that look whether Aam Aadmi Party will be the right? So if that person has taken an individual decision, how can you say that he is for collectivity? This is a simple exercise that somebody is taking such a huge decision to go and contest from Aam Aadmi Party. That means he is only interested in his individual development. Otherwise, people should discuss with at least I will not. I'm no entity, but at least those people who are knowing Indian society, who know these people very well. Now, I have grown with Ashutosh. Ashutosh was my batchmate in JNU. So I know them very personally. That's what I'm speaking very, very authentically. Anand Kumar has been my teacher. He is contesting election here. So I know him how much he is for social justice.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Kumar. Thanks, Dr. Sarate. There are a lot of other questions and folks are kind of like typing in. So we'll move to next in interest of time.
Yeah.
But very well said, like movement needs collectivity.
Yeah.
I'm unmuting Professor Vivek Chavan. Please go ahead with your question.
Hello, Vijay Kumarji. Not Vivek Kumarji.
Yeah.
I have sent you a text. I write the question, but I will read it for the viewers as well. As rightly said by Kanshiramji, we need money, media, and mafia. What will act now is the media. Okay, today's media only highlights the negative things about our community with intentions. How do we solve this problem so that we can become a mainstream party? Vivek Kumarji.
Oh, well, this is a very gigantic question, and I don't claim that I have the answer. But what attempt is we made actually?
Harshal
Yeah.
Harshal Dhanvijay.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
We lost Vivek Chavan, but in the meantime, I'll pass on to someone else. Harshal Dhanvijay, can you go ahead with your question?
No, Sandeep, I already asked the question to Vivek Kumarji, and he is working on that. Please.
Okay, I wasn't able to. We were not able to hear you. At least I was not able to hear you.
Okay, let me ask the question again. Okay, let me say it. I was just reading the excerpts. As rightly said by Kanshiram, mafia. What we act now is the media. Today's media only highlights the negative thing about our community with intentions. My question is, how do we solve this problem so that we can become a mainstream party?
No, again, actually, the question, the answer remains the same, that we need very good ideologically collective, strong, committed group to begin this media, because media, though people are ready to contribute, we do not have trained manpower or volunteers to run ideological media. Because I know actually Manavar Kanshiram called a very towering media person to run his media center. Manavar Kanshiram had already established a media center in Noida. But this man, I will not name because he is a very respected person whom he called, but he is from Karnataka, that I can tell you. He called him that, look, you have been crying for this media for so many years, for Dalit media. Now there's a time that you come and run this. But that man started, what will be our part, what will be my power, where will I how much rupees I will get. So We need at least strong volunteers who are ideologically committed and can work in a group. We have seen again and again that people are very good working individually, but when it comes to work collectively, we lack all our senses. I do not know. You have seen how people have fallen in groups, and there are at least 8 to 10 papers which are being run in Maharashtra. What is happening that people cannot work together. So collectively, unless and until we have collective ideological group who can come and stay in Delhi for at least 1 or 2 years, it's very difficult to begin media. We have begun in Hindi and we are going through with a very small money, with a small effort. I think now it is going to be 2 years. Let's see actually how we can go and take it ahead. But it is, of course, nothing. It is nothing what we are doing. We need much more bigger effort. Yeah.
Okay.
Over
Thank
to you.
Thank you. Dr. Rahul Gajre, you had to give some instructions. Do you want to do it now?
Not now.
Okay. Okay. We are already kind of like over our time in terms of our regular session, but since we are considering this as a special session and we started a little late, we can take it forward for some more time. Harshal and Vijay, do you want to go next? Okay, I'll read his questions, whatever he asked. His question was, what is a role young Buddhist government servant can play in the Bahujan movement, Bahujan Samaj Party? And yeah, that's his basic question. Again, what role young Buddhist government servant can play in the Bahujan movement?
No, I think actually the first and the foremost thing is that we should be informed about the Bahujan movement and Bahujan politics. We are ourselves not informed. We do not know anything. We only know whatever television shows us, or we know whatever media writes for us. So it's better that we can have a very in-depth analysis. We can go and see the official website of Bahujan Samaj Party, or we can also talk to certain people who are informed. So the basic thing is only a well-informed audience is a very good contribution to the movement. If we are not well informed, we will not be able to counter the negative and the propaganda which is negative for us. So we have to, first and the foremost thing, at least we can do is that we remain informed. That can, I think, is a very, very good contribution itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Any other questions, guys, by anyone else? Please type up or raise your hand. Naresh, you had a question? Naresh?
Yes. This is Naresh, Jai Bhim. Okay, so
yes.
3 questions. But the first one, right, we were talking about the anti-reservation. So I had like a couple of discussions with Brahmins in America, especially. And when they talk about the reservation in India, they talk about anti-reservation. But at the same time, they take reservation in America. If you have seen the universities' policies, so they have reservation or in other terms as a representation for ethnicity. So there is a reservation for Asians, and that's where the maximum Indians get into. And they agree for that. Yes, maximum Indians get into universities because of ethnicity, not because of the merit. But same, they have a dual policy in India. So what do you think about that one? Like, so how do we go about this hypocrisy?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, we have to think. I think in this manner that until we expose them, then and there, we expose them We expose them what they are demanding, what they are actually doing there. We are not in dialogue at any of the platform. I think we can organize such programs where, and that too in universities. What we do, what we have been organizing the program in US also, we do within our own group. That is playing music to the choir, that people say you are convincing the already convinced. So you have to bring in university white teachers, those who will definitely bring them to shame that look, here you are asking, here you are asking positive discrimination in the name of affirmative action, but you are not ready to give. And I think we should run a movement that whenever people talk about affirmative action there, then we have to say that look, the funding which is taking place in India by, if you want actually to see the funding to NGOs, funding to the university, funding taking place in Fulbright fellowship, all these fellowships have to be marked by a special representation for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe in India back home. So if we can pressurize the US government there, as the Brahmin lobby there pressurizes, or the Gujarati lobby or Punjabi lobby pressurizes for especially H-1B visa, we can also pressurize the US government that when you are funding something in India, that has to be at least funded to Dalits, whether it is university scholarship, whether it is NGO help which goes for NGO donations, there has to be some Dalit component in those things. Otherwise, this is not going to be a very fruitful exercise.
Thank you. So I have like another question. So, so the official figure from the last Aam Aadmi Party elections came, like almost like NRI spent donated almost $50 million to the Aam Aadmi Party's assembly elections. And there were a lot of volunteers from US and UK who came to India, stayed there for a couple of months, like 2 months, 3 months, and monitored the whole thing, took on some like in charge of some segments also. So the same way, so not only the question for you, but even for other people on the group, how can we contribute similar to that one to the Bahujan movement in India?
Actually what happens is that you have to understand the difference between a proletariat movement for the poor, untouchable Dalits actually, and then the movement of the upper caste. We all know that Aam Aadmi Party is the gift of the media. It is the birth has taken place from picture tube. It had done nothing whatsoever, and it will not succeed in doing also. It raised certain questions because media was with them, and it could raise. Now, if you see, Aam Aadmi Party succeeded in Delhi, where actually Delhi ends in 30 square kilometers. Delhi is only as big as 30 square kilometers this side and that side. So you can have volunteers, they can work. But what is going to happen in Aam Aadmi Party in other parts, where you will not be having the volunteers which will work? For that, what is happening is that you have to build a cadre, a committed ideological cadre in every nook and corner, and nobody is going to take up our cause except, yes, you are saying that you can talk. My whole problem is that our vantage point, where we'll go, how will we go, and why people should trust. That is the question which will be raised at you. So we can only do at the most that we can make a strong group. When you come to Delhi, you begin it with lots and lots of days ahead, I think. at least we can plan within 1 or 2 months that look, there will be access to us to the political party. We can first identify that, for example, we have now tried to identify one constituency, that is reserve constituency in Uttar Pradesh, and we are going to help them. We bought a computer for them. We have also bought. So we have to have an access, and we cannot have access every time, everywhere. Now this is where is this difference between Aam Aadmi Party's access, because it was a new party and anybody could walk in, and our political party where people are seen with lots of doubt, because anybody can come and create havoc within the political party. So access will be a very, very difficult thing. So if you are thinking, first and foremost, please don't distribute this money to anyone. Last time also when I visited US, my request was, stop giving money to everyone. Please, if you are coming, come on your own. Visit to the credibility of that person and then donate some money. Otherwise, don't give money. People give us money and then they actually run away. So we have to plan in advance that look, this time we are going to help, and within ourselves how many candidates we want to help. And second thing is that what type of help we can give, we can discuss with us, we can think of that what kind of help. Third, we will approach constituency wise that look, this is the constituency which we can help and something can be really done. So if you want, you can help people in Maharashtra, you can help in Uttar Pradesh. So accessibility will be, I think, the beginning, planning will be second thing, and what type of help we will be able to give. I think we can do it. Nobody will be against that help. People will be taking, but you have to go via a credible person. You cannot approach as it is by anyone and there will be access to political party. No, I don't think that will be that.
Thank you, Vivek.
Thank you, Vivekji. And Naresh, thanks for that excellent question about not only like how we can help and participate from here. So that was very well said. Any other questions, guys? Anything else anyone wants to ask? So,
Hello.
Hello.
This is Amitabh Sahande.
Yes, Amitabh, go ahead.
Yeah, I have typed my question. I want to ask.
Yeah. So Amitabh's question was, I can type in, I can read it. He said, do we need? Yeah, go ahead, Amitabh. If you want to speak out, you can. Otherwise, I'll read out your question.
Yeah, you may read my question.
Okay. So Amitabh has an interesting question, and what he is asking is, can there be a separate state or say separate country for SC/ST?
I don't think so. That actually there is a thought of it also. Because actually now we live in a democratic country and this democracy has ripened. Now people have got democratic rights, and they have proved that even if you don't have a separate state, you can capture a state by political power. Once you capture political power, I think then you can begin the change. Because if you compare the historicity, Indian civilization is 5,000 years old, and the rule of our polity is only say 25 years, and democracy is only 60 years. So actually we will have to give Baba Saheb Ambedkar's constitution, and actually through that we have a parliamentary democracy. We'll have to give a little bit more time, but along with that we have to give more time to our polity, and our polity will be strengthened once we educated lot becomes united ideologically, collectively. My whole harping of the point Sanghe Shakti, Bahujan Shakti, that is not coming to us still. We are thinking independently. Our mind is more and others' money is more. So that is what is our actually vantage point. So we have to think of that how collectively we can solve this problem. We don't need a separate state and a separate nation altogether.
Okay, thank you. Jayant Ramtiki, do you have a question?
I'm writing some message. You can read out that message for me.
Okay.
Just give me a second, please.
Sure, sure.
In the meantime, sir, Vivek Kumarji, thank you very much. I salute your energy. When I was on the call with Vivek Kumarji, he was struggling to come into the call, and he wants to be on the time and to be with us from the session we start. So that energy I saw at there, you know. So thank you, Vivek Kumarji. Thank you for addressing us. You know, I never seen the energy like this. And
okay, there is a comment from. Okay, Mahesh, are you done?
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Mahesh. Thanks for again highlighting that. There is a message from Jayant Ramtiki to everyone. He says, brothers, the war is on. There is election starting in a couple of days. The first thing we need to do is to contact with our families, relatives, and friends to vote for BSP. The discussion like the one we are having has to be taking place regularly. We can have one after the election results are out. For now, let's do what we ought to do to increase our vote share. That is for BSP. So thanks, Mahesh, for the thanks, Jayant, for that message. We are almost kind of like 25 minutes over of our regular time, but we are keeping this week as an optional. Does anyone have anything else to add? Anything else to say?
I have one question for Vivek, sir.
Yeah.
This is Pawan here.
Okay, Pawan, go ahead.
Pawan?
JP Vivek, sir. Yes, sir.
Pawan. Yes, Pawan. Nice to hear
you. Thank you, sir. Sir, after this election, we have one more election coming, sir, Delhi election.
Yeah.
State, probably.
Yeah.
So what is the strategy of BSP is going to be to energize the organization in Delhi again?
Well, I have not talked to anyone in the organization, but we were discussing among ourselves. You know, one of the teachers from Delhi University, and he got a ticket from Bihar. He has got a ticket from Bihar, and I'm happy to tell you that this was my recommendation that look, he should be given a ticket. And the party leaders in Bihar, they accepted my demand. So I am thinking that this time in the Delhi election, we want to energize our teachers, and we have at least 1,000 college teachers in Delhi. So at least, you know, we want to organize them, and we want to concentrate at least on one or two constituencies in which we will contribute our own money, mind, and manpower. This is what is we are thinking right now. We don't want that we will do much actually, but at least we can concentrate on two constituencies where all our teachers, our students can come together.
Oh, great, sir. So, sir, for that also we can form a team from here also, sir, to support those specific constituencies in terms of IT support or some critical information required.
Yes. Yeah. I think Pawan, you have done wonderful work actually, and on your work on booth basis analysis which you did. I think you can also go ahead right now with the Delhi each and every constituency, and especially I would suggest that we can take care of reserve seats actually. What are the 12 reserve seats, and what is the constituency, and what is the percentage of our votes, and we can do our analysis, and right from today we can start identifying which constituency we will help.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pawan, for that excellent question. Um, and like Mahesh said, if for any constituency or for any work you guys need, we can help, as we have been doing for last 2-3 years, that we can donate laptops. We will restrict to donate money, as Professor Vikar suggested.
Yeah, we can.
But
Yeah.
if there is any way,
I have always
but
been
if there is
telling,
any
you know,
way,
I've been always telling, please accumulate that money, keep it for there actually. Here, that problem are so much, and there are so many problems that actually your money gets exhausted every time, and we are not able to do anything there. And whatever we little bit did, that has gone to also, you know, astray.
right? But is there any way, Professor Vikar, and maybe this is my last, my only question, like, so far we have been doing whatever help to a little extent in form of funding, and we also do some help, which is again empowering some of the students by supporting them in education. And other than that, as you know, you also understand the structure, how it works in US, like programs are organized and some funds go over there. But sitting over here in US, how can people over here can participate and join this movement in India?
No, one thing is for sure actually, you know, by preparing a lobby in US, when you issue a statement collectively, when you issue a statement on anything, I think that makes lots of difference. Right now, no organization has written to any of the newspaper. You have not written to a journal or a magazine. I think you as a collective organization, when you send a message to any of this thing that look, the Dalits or the Bahujans or the Buddhists who live in US support this argument, or they feel like this and they want to tell Indians like this, I think that makes a difference. So the first and the foremost help which you can extend is by making some statement collectively on any of the media that look, we think strongly against this or for this. I think that sends a message that look, people sitting there are watching, and also we get motivated that look, our voice is now being heard not only in India but at international forum. Second thing is that you can also participate in social forums like UK social forum, US social forum, or a South Asia social forum, and where you can actually give collectively this message that look, what is happening in India is not correct, this happened this way. So I think that can be the beginning, and later on we can definitely unite. You can send some messages to us, we can get it printed that look, this is what is happening there, and they want to say that. So if collectively the US group can support BSP, issue a message, joint statement that please support BSP, that is a call given by international forum. I think that will send a message, whether it counts or not, but it sends a message.
Okay, very well said. Actually, we have been doing, just to kind of highlight, and that we have been like, if there is any message needs to be sent out to the news media, for example, like Mahabodhi ownership or any kind of events which has happened in India. We do have sent protests, for example, for Kerala and all those. But definitely we can follow up better in terms of how it can be published and presented better in the news media.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Then you can send us also, we can get it printed actually, that this group has sent from there. So we have got now a small little magazine, and we can send 2-3 other magazines also together. That will be fantastic, yeah.
Sure, sure, sure. So I think that wraps up our session today. It was a very fruitful session, and we again thank you, Professor Vivek Kumar.
Panditji,
Hello,
yeah,
hello, who's this? Okay, so we again appreciate you taking out your time and with all your vigor
yeah,
you came over and kind
yeah,
of like.
Panditji.
हाँ
Panditji,
बताइए
just 1 second, maybe, 1 or 2 minutes, Jagdish can give little information,
Sure, sure. We'll do that. Let me at least thank Vivek Kumarji first, and then we can pass it on to Jagdish ji for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, just 2-3 minutes.
Okay. So thanks again for coming over for your time and for all your encouragement. For us, as I said, you are a celebrity, and we definitely would like to kind of like love you to have on this session again and again. So whenever it's convenient, we will coordinate and then we'll look forward to hear you again, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I think I'll benefit for this also. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Vivek ji. We have now Jagdish ji. She wants to kind of like give a quick overview, and we are already late. But let's see if we can wrap it quick. Jagdish ji, please go ahead.
Thank you, Sandesh, for giving me this opportunity for 2 minutes. I will not take more than 2 minutes. First of all, Jai Bhim and everybody, and Vivek Kumar Sarji. We met in Houston when we came US. Just I wanted to give a little update on the ARC. You all know that the ARC was formed in October 2012, and this is the 2nd year. As per the constitution and the bylaws and the process, this year we have changed our executive committee and we have a new committee. So no more the ex-president who was declaring himself as the founder of the ARC, and he was acting like dictatorship where he was dictating every term. So that process, the current process has given a break to those kind of the leadership that we had. So here, no one is going to own ARC. ARC is owned by the people who donated, and they have seen the dream of having the Ambedkar Center in Washington DC. New committee has also acquired the bank account which was operated by him solely. He was not sharing any information. So that is an update. So it is under all control, particularly the bank account with our new committee. Also, the property also it will be under the new committee within a few days, and that's the update. So basically, we as a new committee will be in possession of the Ambedkar ARC Center in Washington DC. There has been false statement has been made, and the new ARC website has been created by Mohan, and where he himself declaring again as a president and the and the founder member. So, but just I wanted to give this information to all the people who are here or way back in India that the ARC belongs to the new committee, and as a process every year it will be in the hands of the executive committee as we move on. So that's the update that I will give you, and there is a website he created. So be aware about the new website which he created and asking for the donation. The reason I'm highlighting this kind of stuff because as Vivek Kumar ji also mentioned that we need to find the right people. We should not any movement for us should not go to the wrong hand. So that is the update that I have from ARC as one of the representative of the executive committee. There have been a few things where the money has been not utilized properly. It has been transferred to their personal account, which is again a very unprofessional way, unconstitutional way that has been done, and that's why the new executive committee has taken the charge of ARC. That is what I wanted to
share
this information.
Vijay Shankar ji, if you want to add a few sentences.
No, thank you, Jagdish ji, and for everybody. Right now, we have currently 4 new officers. And Jagdish ji is our AIC president, and Dinesh Singh is secretary, and treasurer Kranti Tapita, and vice president Sanjay Kumar from Delaware. So, and this team is very good team, awesome team. You know, within 2-3 weeks they have done a lot. Everybody is appreciating, praising. So, and one thing I would like to add, the AIC is organization. It is kind of company, and if anybody does something wrong, it doesn't mean organization will stop. You know. So that is taken care of already. Lot of perception were there, you know, the organization will divide and those things. But yeah, that is already covered. And Jagdish ji is coming up with different new ideas, and everybody is appreciating. So great work is coming. And so I think, you know, all positive now. We should go ahead and, you know, provide information. So then nothing is negative in AIC. And as Vivek ji has said, I think we should do something here good and big, so that if we pass the message from here, it can impact there. And Vivek ji was you know, big endorser for this project when he was here, and he appreciated and praised in Houston when he spoke. So yeah, so I remember his word in Houston also. We can give money to India, but it is ineffective. You know, a lot of people are doing. So I think if we can reunite here in USA, that will be big power. We can see Gujarati power here. You know, they are together, and I don't know whether you know or not. In Uganda, Gujarati people took Uganda people's business. You know, they took over. You know, finally government, they said, you know, you go back to your country. So that because of that unity. So example I can give. So yeah, thank you, Jagdish ji and Sandeep ji. Just information additional. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks again, everyone, India, US, and all other countries who have joined for taking out the time and participating in this. Professor Vivek Kumarji, a special thanks to you for again coming over. So again, Jai Bhim, Namo Buddhaya. Thank you, guys. We are here every Sunday, same time, 10 a.m. EST, 7:30 p.m. India time. Please come and join us. We look forward to see you and hear you. Thank you again. Bye bye.